We thought this person was great. Client thought the person was great, and it backfired. And the police were involved. It was not a good situation. The wages skyrocketed.
Okay.
Definitely skyrocketed.
We're starting to see real estate prices stabilize, I would say.
But if you get a yes immediately, then you didn't do your job right.
Yep. The conditions are brewing to make it a very interesting 2026.
We're going off-roading with real estate,
taking it out of the Tahoe and bringing in backup.
Welcome to Under Contract, Taking Backup. Morning, Linz.
Good morning.
Good morning. So today we are going to talk about what drives our market and what drives people to our area, specifically employment-wise. And our guest today is Clarissa Manheim from Express Employment. Tell us a little bit about your job title at Express.
Yes. So I am the sales manager at Express Employment Professionals in Ithaca. Our office is in Ithaca and Cortland. We also have a satellite office up there just to try to expand our market a little bit. As a sales manager, it's my job essentially to bring in new business, different clients, different people that are looking for employees, and just kind of get the paperwork, get the process nailed down, and then pass it off to the team that does the hard work of the matchmaking and finding the people for the jobs.
Matchmaking. She kind of does what we do. We match people to houses. She matched people to jobs.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say thank you for joining us, but also Clarissa explains it all today. Thank you. I had to get that in
I'll
there.
do my best to explain it. You did.
Nobody.
Yes.
Some people are going to get that reference. Some people who are my age and older are going to get that reference.
Yes,
the rest of you aren't going.
I used to think that Melissa Joan Hart was my twin.
See?
Yes.
See? She gets it. Thank you.
We're not going to talk about ages.
Chelsea's like, who's that?
I do. How much did you get that when you were like
All the time.
right? Okay.
Yes, all the time. Yeah, growing up in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yes.
see?
Yes.
See?
Just needed my bucket hat with the flower on it. Yes, all the time.
You were like,
Thank you.
it's getting her inner
I was so
child.
excited. I was like, that's what this is going to be. Clarissa explains it all. And it's just so wonderful because jobs, unemployment, it hand in hand with real estate because this area has some of the lowest unemployment in the nation. And that's what makes the area so great with real estate. That's why we have the economy and real estate and unemployment. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And we've talked a lot in previous episodes about how, banking wise, when you go through the pre-approval process, you have to show employment. And if you change and everything and trying to switch from one job to a next, sometimes you need that guidance. You need someone to help you fill that void. And kind of tying that into the banking and the lending and the financing part of buying, that's something that you can help with too.
Yeah.
So how long have you been with
9 years. Yes,
Wow.
next month will be 9 years.
So I need to know, because I'm not from the area originally, how did you end up in this area?
I love this story.
Yeah, this is quite an interesting story. I met my husband at a country music festival in Ohio. I'm originally from southeastern Ohio. It's about 6-7 hours from here. Oh, I had to do it. Oh my gosh.
It's happened every episode.
It did. I'm sorry. I can't
6,
control
7.
it.
Okay.
Yes. So I met him at a country music festival. It was a 4-day festival. I met him the first day that I was there. Thought I would never see him again. Thought, he was pretty cool. He told me he was a police officer. Didn't believe him. Told me he lived in New York. Didn't believe him. Thought he was just some guy. The next day he found me. He came back to my spot and found me and hung out with me the next day again.
Which is impressive because this country music festival
It's
is
very large.
huge.
Yes.
like
yes.
the fact that he found you.
Yeah. I mean, he traveled from New York to go to Ohio to the country music festival. So, he came and he found me and again thought, I'm never going to see him again. Nope. This is it. We exchanged phone numbers, thought, probably not going to see him. He met my mom because my mom was there. She said, "Hi, my name's Brandon. I'm a police officer in New York." She said, "Yeah, I'm the president of the United States." That's like the one-liner that she will never live down. Well, come to find out, he was not lying. That's the first. No, I'm kidding. He was a police officer from New York, and he did keep in contact with me. We kept in contact. We talked on the phone for hours, and we decided to meet halfway, which was Penn State, and just spend the day together. We're like, let's meet. Let's just see, do we actually enjoy being around each other? Because outside of the music festival. And it was great. We instantly clicked, and here we are. I've been here for 11 years.
So Brandon's from here?
Yes.
Okay, that's how you ended up here?
Yep. He went to Trumansburg. He's from the
He
area.
graduated. Your part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And she really took a leap of faith because 10 years ago, you packed up and you just moved to New York.
I did. I'm from a really, really small town. I love it. I'm so proud to be from there. Also happy to not be there now. I love it, and I have a lot of pride for my hometown. But I knew that wasn't where I wanted to be. So when I met Brandon, I was actually applying to different jobs. I wanted to leave the area. I had worked at State Farm Insurance. So I was looking all over. California was not off the table. I just wanted to be out of, we call it the Ohio Valley. I just wanted to be out of the Ohio Valley. So when I met Brandon, he's like, why don't you apply for jobs up here? I was like, well, you find me a job and I'll move there. He sent me a link immediately, and it was to State Farm, and I applied. The very first time I came to visit him here, he had lived in Ithaca at the time. The very first time I came, I interviewed. She offered me the job on the spot at State Farm Insurance. And so I went back to his apartment, and I was like, so how serious were you? And so I moved here, and it was kind of on a whim, but I knew that I was leaving anyway. So my mom was somewhat happy that at least she could drive to me and not have to fly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a bit of a leap of faith. And we both agreed, if we're going to do this, it's just 100% honesty. Just be honest. If you're sick of me, you need to tell me. Are you sick of me? You just need some space. Are you sick of me? We need to find something out, move or whatever it is. So, yeah.
10 years ago. So you've been here for 10 years.
11.
11.
Yes, it was 2014 that I moved.
Wow.
So a little side note. You know how in every friend group, there's always that a text message thread that has the most ridiculous name.
Oh yeah,
she's in that group with me.
Yes,
everybody has a name. We won't ask you to reveal the name.
No, we won't.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not.
There's definitely worse, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, Clarissa and I have a little connection too.
You do.
We do.
We do. But we're not going to talk about what happened last night.
Nope.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds terrible.
That sounds terrible.
Should we just leave it at that and let everybody be like, what the hell are they talking about?
I'm going to have to throw a flag in here. We have the Steelers connection. Ohio Valley, Pittsburgh. I don't know if people realize how close that is.
Right.
So we are Steelers sisters.
We are.
Steelers sisters and our Steelers.
I think you're about the only two in this town.
That's not true. Surprisingly, there are more Steelers fans than you would think. Which, I mean, if you watch any NFL game that the Steelers play, you see all the terrible towels.
They're everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, we know that we are surrounded by Bills fans here. However, the Steelers, we're Steelers strong.
Yep.
Steelers strong. We're just not going to talk about last night because that was ridiculous.
Yeah, let's not bring it up.
Highest paid defense in the NFL, and so
they got to get it together. We still have time. We have time. We don't need to panic yet.
No,
we don't need to panic yet.
Speaking of being paid, you get paid to hire people. Speaking of being hired and being paid, come on, Steelers defense, get it together.
Yeah.
So you don't work with the person looking for the job. You actually work with the company looking to hire.
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about how that works and how you meet with these companies and what they're looking for, really.
I do a lot of cold calls. I do a lot of just stopping into businesses, just kind of making sure different businesses know that we're out there as a resource if they need to hire. So I try to be active in networking and just make sure people know what we do. So I'll stop into businesses. I will call. I will send stuff in the mail. I'll bring little gifts to drop off and just stop in. We do support businesses in a few different ways. So kind of doing a little bit of fact finding about how the business works is really important for me up front, just to figure out, is it even a right fit? Is it a business that could even utilize our services? Because sometimes it's not a right fit for one reason or another. So I just typically try to stop in, schedule appointments just to chat. A lot of times it's just really fact finding. I like to sit down and learn about businesses. That's my favorite part of the job, is learning what different businesses do. And the amount of different businesses in this area that are super cool. I mean, there's so many things in this area that you don't realize, like, oh, I didn't know that was there. I didn't know that's what you did.
Right.
So it's really interesting. It's my favorite part for sure.
What is a business that I'd like to hear about some of these businesses, because we know Ithaca and the Finger Lakes are so diverse and you can't even begin to scratch the surface. I mean, we've been here for how long, and there's still some things that I'm discovering. So like, what's one business that somebody might not even know exists or does something so unique around here?
Well, in Interlaken, there is a manufacturing company that makes bird food. I don't know if you knew about, they make the really awesome wreaths and the really cool snowmen. They make those that they sell. You can find them a lot of different places, but that's really cool. And the process for how they make those is really cool.
I know where they are. I know what street they're on.
Yeah.
See, as realtors, I know which street that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're, I know them because of the
Prospect.
The Trumansburg Chamber, because they spoke at the Trumansburg Chamber.
I can't remember the street either.
No, but what's the name of the company?
Pine Tree Farms.
Pine Tree Farms. I knew it was a P.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
They're actually, I graduated, went to school with a couple of the previous owners' kids, and they're T-Bird locals.
See,
that is
small businesses.
Everybody has a connection to T-Bird, I found. Like at any networking event, I can be in Cortland at a networking event and someone has a connection to T-Bird, I swear.
You know what? You can go to any part of the United States, because being a realtor, you travel a bit, and like you'll go to meetings in DC or Albany, and you'll meet people from all over, even at the national meetings. And you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm from upstate New York. And they'll be like, there was this town once and they had this bar, or this place where they had music, and we go, and they're like, the Embassy, the Rongovian, and they're like, yes, it was in Trumansburg, the Rongo. I'm like, everybody knows the Rongo in T-Bird. Like, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And Trumansburg.
Yep.
It's wild.
Yep. The Rongo and the Falls. I feel like are the two.
Yeah, for sure.
Iconic. It's wild.
Yeah.
So if someone was looking to move to our area and they needed to find a job, kind of explain how that process could work if they reach out to Express Employment directly.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our front office coordinator is who typically would take the call, and she would get some information from them, and then she would immediately schedule an interview. So we interview pretty much all candidates. We interview just to try to get an idea of what they're looking for. We try to get an interview or try to get an idea of their background, what their experience is, and then also get a feel for what they want to do. We don't want to set someone up to fail. If they don't want to be in a large working environment, then we want to know that, because we want to try to fit them in the right matchmaking, make sure it's a right fit for them. So we will schedule the interview. We prefer for it to be in person, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's over the phone or virtual. She'll schedule the interview. Our recruiters will meet with them. And then there's a couple different ways that it goes from there. We work with hundreds of clients in the area, so we might already have an opening for them, or we might take their information and call on their behalf to different businesses in the area because we have such good relationships with them. We might say, hey, I just interviewed this candidate. I know we're not working with you right now, but just wanted to see if you might have a spot for this type of skill set. And a lot of times people are always kind of keeping an ear open for good talent, so they will accept the resume. And that's also the benefit to going through a recruiting firm, because if you are doing that on your own, especially if you're already working, you're not going to have the time to call on your behalf or to stop in on your behalf and just drop off random resumes to people. And half the time they're going to say, no, I'm too busy anyways. But we have those relationships built to where they might entertain the talent that we can provide them.
So why would a company use you? Like, so
Yeah. So there's a couple reasons why. We recruit all day, every day. So our candidate pool is very large. We also have different ways that we can recruit. So we have different software. We have different means. We can pay to post it on Indeed instead of you as a business having to pay. And then we call it, so there's a couple things that happen also whenever you're a business that's looking to hire. So you can post on Indeed and you can get 0 applicants, or you can get 200 applicants, of which how many are actually qualified. And then you have to spend your time to go through all of those applicants to see who's actually qualified. Right. You have to reach out to them, schedule the interviews. Are they going to show up? You have to sit through all of these interviews. That's what we do so that you can spend your time on something else.
This sounds really familiar, doesn't it? This sounds so familiar.
We are that middleman.
Yes.
Hey, this sounds so familiar.
Yes.
Like, we hire you to do the front work,
all the legwork,
to do all the legwork, to the parallels.
Yeah.
I had no idea like this existed.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I didn't either until I was recruited. Kathy, our owner, came into State Farm and asked me if I would come work for her.
That sounds familiar too.
And I said, no, thank you.
I haven't done, right?
No. Yeah. Yes. Then I learned about it. The company Express is absolutely amazing also. We're international and our headquarters are in Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but we're franchised. So Kathy Nivison is our local owner. And once I learned more about the company, that's why I'm still there. I mean, it's Kathy is why I'm still there. And then also Express Employment in general is just such a fantastic organization.
So they're national or
international?
They're international.
International.
And Clarissa's not going to, boost herself up. But I'm going to ask, where are you currently ranked in the entire Express?
She's got, I've seen some things. She's got a couple accolades. Clarissa's kind of like a big deal. You're kind of a big deal.
Very big.
Flip. Thank you. We're right around number 10-ish, give or take. Internationally.
In the world.
Yeah.
Oh, no big deal. She's just number 10 in the world.
Sometimes a little bit lower, sometimes a little bit higher. So yeah, we're right around there. There's about 900 offices.
And you're number 10 in the world.
The Ithaca
right here
office.
in Ithaca.
Yes.
Okay, take that and give us an idea of how the economy here is doing and employment here.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's a reason why you're that high.
Yeah, our team that we have in the office is amazing. That's why we are what we are. Our team is great at the matchmaking. They're great at communicating. They are great with the clients. They're great with the candidates. That's why we are what we are. It's definitely, I would not say that our rankings are not where they are because of the area. If anything, that works against us as a recruiting firm. And Express, in recruiting or staffing firms, it's more common to use staffing in industrial type settings. That's the number one common place to use them. If you know anything about Tompkins County, you know that we are not heavy in manufacturing, but we are heavy in different areas. So there's a lot of startups. There's a lot of kind of across the board different things. So we've kind of found our spot in SRG, which is what we call specialized recruiting group. And that's the professional placements. And that's kind of where we've found our sweet spot, you could say. There are some manufacturing companies, not a lot. And there's also a few in Cortland, but definitely in that sort of professional HR, IT, finance is where we've really, really kind of focused in and made it our thing successfully.
What are some of the strongest right now in our county and the surrounding, like Tompkins, Cortland, Schuyler, Seneca? What is like the strongest hiring company or specific profession?
Do you mean what's the biggest need or what's...
Sure.
Because there's manufacturing and hospitality they're really struggling to find candidates. Because the unemployment rate is so low, Tompkins County is lower than the national average, and which is good for people that are working because it drives the rates and the wages up. Right. So that's great if you are an employee and you're currently working, but as a business owner, it's a little bit harder because it's harder to find people and you have to pay higher wages.
Right.
So there's a lot of manufacturing, a lot of hospitality openings, and that really shifted in 2020. This area is a very high hospitality area. We used to staff for a lot of hotels, a lot of restaurants, a lot of catering, and that's still a need. But a lot of people jumped ship out of hospitality and went into those professional settings and stayed there. So now those openings are still void and there's not a lot of, and then people kind of jump around because they can go to one place, work there, get frustrated with whatever it may be, and jump ship and make 50 cents more. And then they can go back if they want, because a lot of these places have such a need for these openings and these positions. So it's really tricky.
So you were talking about wages and unemployment, and it's so low, and so employers can offer good wages and competitive wages.
Right.
So and we see how real estate housing prices creeping up. And so you're seeing, I don't know how much you see of this, but are you seeing wages creeping up along with prices in this area? Like, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, for sure. They definitely did. I think it's kind of evened out now, but between 2020 and now, the wages skyrocketed. Definitely skyrocketed in certain areas, I will say. Not in every single area, but in hospitality and different things like that, I would say the wages definitely went up. I think it's starting to level back out. I don't think it's still rising, at least from our perspective and from what we can see. It seems to be, they're still higher. They're higher than, even Tompkins County to Cortland County is completely different. You can have the same exact position in Ithaca and in Cortland, and the pay is a $3 difference. So
seeing that in the real estate prices too, right? So that's really interesting, because we're starting to see real estate prices stabilize, I would say, because inventory is rising.
Right. I know a big thing that we kind of go back with is the cost of living per area, and the living wage is they have to coincide, because, if you're in an area that is much more expensive to live in than, say, the next county over, you have to have that job pay to stay here. So we are seeing that. So,
and you did mention COVID, which is interesting. I know COVID and hospitality, and you've been in the job long enough now to see pre and post COVID and hospitality and how that changed. And of course, remote jobs. Can you speak to any of that in terms of hiring and all of that?
Yeah, so before, when I first started with Express, it was the opposite. So we had a lot of candidates, and it was really hard to get clients or businesses to work with us because they didn't really have a lot of openings. So we would have all of these candidates in our pool, quote unquote, just ready to work. So as soon as we would call them, they would say, yes, I'm ready. Let's go. Now it's the opposite. So now we have a lot more of the job openings, and we are calling and calling and calling to try to find people available.
Interesting.
So if you know of anyone that's looking for work, but then in the shift with that too is it's a lot easier to work with the different businesses. So, and then what was I'm sorry, what was the
Is there a lot more remote work, or are people coming back into?
They're definitely coming back in. We did have a lot of the remote, especially with Cornell. Cornell had remote, and then now a lot of them are starting to shift back. So Cornell has really kind of evened out right now with everything that's going on with their budgets. But in any other place, I feel like in this area, whatever Cornell does, everyone follows. So if Cornell's, even with the weather, if Cornell's closed, businesses are closed. If Cornell's open, if they're open,
we're be open.
Yeah. If they can get to class or if they can get to school, then you can get to work.
It's like Simon Says.
Yes. But there's definitely, at least locally here, the remote has kind of gone by the wayside in general. It's still there, but not near what it was.
Interesting. I think that's because people kind of crave back in-person stuff. I think people are tired of remote and online.
They want that personal interaction.
Yeah. People want they're tired of screens.
Right. I thought that I wanted to work remote once for about 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, this is terrible.
People are tired of it. They want in person. They're like, I'm tired of a screen. I'm tired
I
of
know
the
firsthand because my husband works remote and we do let him up from the basement every once in a while. But by Thursday night, he's like, get me out of this house.
Yeah.
I'm
Crazy.
leaving. He's like, I'm going to play cards. I'm going to do this. Who are we going to see this weekend?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? I was like, honey, slow down. I was like, I have been everywhere. And then I was like, oh, wait,
Yes.
you've been
Yes.
staring at the wall downstairs
By yourself.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Or listening to the thumping of the kids running around upstairs. And I was like, okay, now I understand why.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going from remote. And now, do you see a lot of kind of intertwine with real estate from your side? Like when you're when someone in your office is interviewing new hirees, are they currently in the area? Are they moving to the area? Are they also looking for housing or rentals or buying? Do you see much of that in?
I would say it's a mixture. It depends. So we have 4 different divisions. The one I spoke about was the professional division. Then we have our office services, light industrial, and skilled trades. So, and we try to cast as wide a net as possible. If you're willing to travel to Tompkins County or Cortland, then we'll interview you and meet with you because we want that wide net. So I would say it's a big mixture. And that's probably because we dabble into all 4 different divisions. You know, there might be a little higher paying job. Someone would be willing to travel a little bit further, or, you know, if they're more established and they already own the home, then maybe they're already working and they're just looking for a change, or they're open to a change. So I don't think there's really any trends real estate wise that I've noticed, but there's definitely people that want to move to the area and they want a job before they move to the area. So that we do see.
Right. They must have talked to their lender.
Yeah.
Is there one area that you're seeing more openings for or more workers needed for?
Yeah, the light industrial is definitely the one that we have the more openings and the harder to fill. There's typically a lot more turnover in the industrial settings or hospitality settings. So that's where, that's definitely where there's the most openings.
So a lot of these jobs, the requirements for them when you get applicants, I know each job is different, but a majority of them, and overall, there's a basic requirement. Do a lot of them require a college degree?
No. Which is kind of surprising because I feel like we're really shifting away from that. It used to be like that. And now people are saying, I just want experience, or I just want someone who's going to show up. There's definitely a shift for sure.
Have you seen a lot of that where someone gets a job and then they don't show up?
More than I would like to have seen. Yes. Our team would definitely weigh in a little bit more on that. But, you know, unfortunately, life happens. Just let us know if life is happening to that day.
Just don't be a no call, no show.
Yeah, right.
Please. Yeah.
The parallels are crazy.
We've talked about this before, I feel like.
I never knew.
Yeah.
Really.
How
I guess maybe the people, it's maybe the same stereotype that folks have probably about realtors, that if you have never needed it,
right.
and it's the same thing we say,
right?
Unless you are in it or you need it, you're not paying attention. So you're like, oh,
yeah.
They just hire somebody part-time when you need an admin, and then they just part-time place people, and you don't realize exactly how much you do, where you actually go in and pinpoint and you work closely with companies, and you're like, okay, exactly what, and you really listen and you have active listening, and you get somebody that they need for long term, right? Like it's,
yeah. Well, there's two different parts of the business. There's the temp agency, which has the awful stereotype with it. It's like, we got temps today, you know, and that's really what we try to steer away from. We do have short-term opportunities where people are only there on assignment for a short term, but we also do a lot more of permanent employment and permanent placement. So we are a recruiting firm where we actively recruit and place people in long-term positions.
Have you ever been called a headhunter?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do more of that than I'd prefer that over a temp agency because I feel like it has a different
Headhunter sounds more badass.
I know, but like, I'm like, is that a bit, like, am I allowed to call you that?
Sure.
Did you know that I actually, before I started working with the financial office and as the admin, I actually went down to Express.
Really?
And I interviewed for one job. I was offered the job and I was like, I don't want to drive that far. I'm so sorry.
So does it, because I don't know how any of these work. Like maybe at one point in time, I thought about it. I think my sister like had gone to one of these like a long time ago. And of course, we're talking back 90s. So like I'm aging myself here. So it's very different, like how these things work. It's so funny. I am just sitting here internally, like giggling, like how now people probably view realtors that have used one 20 or 30 years ago. I didn't say 67. 20 or 30 years ago that are like, oh, it's not the same. So I'm just like giggling at myself. So what does it cost somebody? So for somebody to come in and be like, okay, so I want to buckle down. I really want a job. I'm going to make my home here in the Finger Lakes. This is it. I'm having trouble. I'm bouncing around from job to job, but I want a career. I know what my skills are. I want somebody to match me up with my dream job or dream career. They come to you and they say, Clarissa, explain it all. Help me. Does it cost that person to come to you?
No. The burden falls on the client. So on the business. Yeah. And that price is dependent upon the position. It's a lot of times it's based on workers' compensation. So, if you have someone that's doing a carpenter job, it's going to look a lot different than an admin position. So it's all based on, and the different options. So kind of how the client or the business decides to bring them on.
Yeah. Just like, so it's negotiable.
Yes, it is.
So it's negotiable. So I'm assuming, example, I'm a broker, right? And I need to fill an administrative position. And I want to make sure it is somebody who's going to stick with me for the long haul. And I know what skills I need. I know what.
Can we just pause and say, Roy, we're not replacing you?
We're not. This is hypothetical. I am not replacing my current admin. He's amazing.
Don't want to send him into a
yes, he's not being replaced.
Spiral.
But I would tell you, this is what I'm looking for. And I am willing to negotiate with you what I'm going to pay you to find that perfect person for me, because I want to make sure I don't have a turnover rate, because I don't want that person leaving, because I'm going to invest time and money into training that person for that role. So I want to make sure I get the right person.
Correct. Yep.
So it's totally worth hiring you.
I mean, I think so.
Wait, are you trying to say that you are about to hire a professional to do a job that you aren't qualified for?
Highest and best use of time, folks. Highest and best use of time.
We're just kind of bringing this full circle.
For sure. Crazy. And I had no idea that this is what this was going to be today, just so you know.
Also, I'm sure there are a lot of similarities and bumps in the road, because I feel like, yes, you and I can sit down, you as a business, me as Express, and we talk about what you're looking for. And I think, or our team thinks, that we have the best candidate for you. And they might be, but sometimes people let you down. So there might be things that happen.
No, wait. People let you... No, wait, what?
Or maybe they don't disclose everything, or... Yes. So just to put that out there, that things aren't always the way you want them to work out.
So sometimes you have to have more showings to find that perfect house.
Or more interviews to find the perfect candidate. Yes.
It's literally, I mean,
it's crazy talk.
Employment and housing. It's literally
hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. So we do a lot of stories
Uh-oh.
in our podcasts. Some of them may be crazier than others. Do you have a story that you ever think back on, whether it's a specific business or even someone specifically placed? It can be a crazy story. It can be a heartfelt story. It can be whatever kind of story. Do you have something that instantly takes you back? Like,
Oh, gosh. Like at Express, do you mean?
Mhm.
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here.
We tend to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Think about it. But I want to tell a story about Clarissa.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
So when Clarissa she does more than just Employment Express and Steelers. And
She does.
She's a boy mom.
I am
like
a
me.
boy mom. Yes.
And so she also helps us with our nonprofit.
She does.
Trumansburg takes on pediatric cancer. And what I have found so impressive about Clarissa, and probably why she thrives in her job, is that she can talk to anybody and she does not care if people say no to her, which blows my mind because I get anxiety. She'll just go up to anybody and she helps us fundraise, right? Yep. She's helped us fundraise for our gala, our big fundraiser for the year. And she is a superstar because she's knocked it out of the park this last year, helping us fundraise. She just went around and she kept coming up to us and she's like, oh yeah, I got so-and-so. They donated this. They donated that. We kept looking at her like, where did you come from? Because she's like, well, I just go up and ask. And I was like, but people say no to you. She's like, so? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. She just doesn't, it doesn't faze her. And meanwhile, I'm like, but people will say no to you.
You haven't been told no enough, which my husband tells me that a lot, actually. But
are you kidding me?
You're also really good at telling people no.
The problem is I've been told no so much that I'm like, okay, I can't.
Yeah.
I get, no.
Sometimes a no isn't a no, though. Sometimes it's just a not right now.
I just can't. I don't know how to. I'm like, oh, okay. You said no. Okay, I'm out of here. You say no, I'm out of here. I gotta figure out.
When I was training with Franny Hernan at State Farm in Ithaca, she told me you have to get through the no's to get a yes. Every no is one step closer to a yes. And that's always just kind of stuck with me. Like, you have to get through the no's.
I'm learning that through Chris Voss.
Oh, okay.
The art of negotiation. You have to let somebody say no because they'll then get to the yes. You know, letting them say no makes them feel more comfortable to say yes. And it's usually, yeah.
I had a sales training once that said, if you get a yes immediately, then you didn't do your job right.
Yep.
Because
they're saying yes just to get rid of you.
Right. Right. Yep. You didn't have enough conversations to, Yeah. Interesting.
That's my story, Clarissa.
You know, if you weren't in staffing, if you weren't at Express, what your next job would be. And I actually think I told you this a couple of years ago. I said, if Clarissa ever leaves Express Employment, she is the very first call that you're going to make.
Yes.
You're going to tell her to get her real estate license. And
I don't know if I could do that. You guys.
But you do that in just a very different it's the same thing, but it's not. If she wasn't doing
what makes you say no?
Are you trying to sell me?
I'm just curious. I'm curious as we talk about the parallels.
Yes.
What makes you say no?
Honestly, the only reason is base pay.
Fair enough. Yes.
That's what I was getting at. Usually people say no because of money.
Yeah.
People say no because it's a money thing.
I had one 100% commission job in my life, and it was the worst job I've ever had.
That's because it wasn't the right kind of.
Well, for sure. It definitely was not.
Yeah. But we joke frequently.
Yeah.
Good morning. We're unemployed today. How are we going to make money?
Terrible joke.
So the highest rate of unemployment is actually realtors.
It's, you know what? It's a great sports analogy. It's okay. That play is over. You're starting fresh. Slate is clean. So you don't take any of the garbage with you. So slate is clean. new play. Today's start fresh.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's start fresh. So it's like you get to start fresh every day. So you don't bring, you bring all the lessons over with you. Great golf analogy, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your last swing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why reading these golf reading, well, because they turn their podcasts into newsletters, reading about it's great. Great lessons to bring over with real estate, because you can't let that mindset bog you down or you're just going to spiral and you're not going to succeed. You have to let the lessons, you have to learn from the lessons, but you can't let them bring you down. You can't let the negativity bring you down.
There's always that next shot, that next putt, that next drive.
Great.
That could be completely different and completely change the game for the next.
Well, there's got to be a lot of accountability also. I mean,
it's you and only you. And there is no ceiling.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you understand that every no is just an opportunity to listen and find out why, if you're a great listener, if you're an active listener,
Yeah.
it's really a good opportunity to actually help people. You connect. You connect people to be like, okay, it's a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's a solutions. It's oh, okay, that wasn't right, so let's fit you here.
Yeah. Plus, you get to see houses, which is super cool.
I do. We do. There's some houses that
Sometimes super scary.
Yeah.
And sometimes like, oh, why is that 140,000? Is it haunted? Do you have to disclose that?
It's definitely haunted. Sorry if you had someone interested in that.
Do you have to disclose that?
No. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Well, I have questions.
We answered for
Do I
her.
need to be qualified for it?
No.
A meteorologist.
Oh, you have told me that.
Yes.
You want to be a meteorologist?
I would love to be a meteorologist. Yes. I mean, think about it. Job security, you can be wrong all the time.
So can a ref.
Yeah, so can a ref. You're so right.
And back to Pittsburgh.
Upsides. Yeah.
Had they won last night, we would definitely be in different. You two would be in different colors.
I asked if I could wear my jersey with a blazer, and she went,
I was going to wear.
Might do that.
I was going to wear my Steelers shirt. If they had won, I was going to wear my Steelers shirt with a blazer today.
Yeah. We could have coordinated.
We could have, but they lost.
Bills won.
They did. Finally.
Did.
They were. Hey, what was going on with Josh? He was looking a little iffy. Couple games.
I mean, his game might have been looking iffy, but he didn't.
Gosh. Oh, boy.
Oh, I love it. The human side. Speaking of the human side of labor. So what's one lesson that you've learned about people from being and working in employment that might surprise the rest of us in real estate? I mean, we've had stories that surprised people, but what's one that might surprise us?
I don't know if this will surprise you, because I do feel like we're so parallel, but you never know what's going on with someone personally. It's very easy to get disappointed in my job when someone doesn't show up for work, or if someone is mean to you when you cold call, but you don't know what you're catching them in the middle of, and you don't know what's going on in someone's personal life. And I think that that's something that we try to convey to our clients also, because that's also, we're kind of an advocate for the clients and for the candidates.
Right.
So if we can, help someone see what's actually going on or learn a little bit of empathy, I think it can go a long way. So
I unfortunately just had a very similar interaction where I have been working with this person and listed their house, presented an offer, and they responded with, I can't do any of this right now. Something is going on and I can't do this. And they did go into detail, and we'll skip all of that, but you just never know.
Yep.
I mean, it could be a day-to-day thing. It could be something that's going on for weeks or months, and they just they never show it, and it does unfortunately sometimes affect their employment, their job interviews, their housing, whether they're trying to buy or sell, their financing, all of it. It all kind of circles back and
Yeah, for sure.
Tell us about a time that someone may have been placed and they looked perfect in person, they looked perfect on paper, and then everything kind of exploded.
Oh, trying to think of what I can actually share.
You don't have to use real names.
We had a candidate that was on the job site. We thought it was a perfect match. The client thought it was a perfect match. They weren't quite cutting it. And they let him go, which that's something that we can do or the client can do. It just depends on their comfort level. They did let him know that they were going to cut back his hours, and he lost it. And it was not good. And that is like, it breaks our team's heart because it's like it's our word on the line with clients. And whenever we have a candidate, we're backing this candidate. Like, we say, this is the person for you. We thought this person was great. Client thought the person was great, and it backfired. And it was not a good situation at all. And the police were involved. It was not a good situation. And it breaks our heart because it's a negative look on us.
Right.
But it's one of those situations, you don't know what that candidate was going through. You don't know what was going on in his personal life. Yes, there should still be accountability. We feel bad. It was not a good situation. I know that's super vague. It just really changed the vibe in our office, which I feel bad for our recruiters because they work so hard to matchmake and put these people in these jobs, and they're like, yes, this is perfect. We've got it. And then it blows up. And yes. So hopefully we can smooth things over and move on. We feel really bad, even though it was completely out of our control. Right. But yes. So
good times.
Hope that answers your question.
Good times.
Will that person be getting a call back from Express for another job placement?
No. No. No and no. Got it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not a good situation.
So you were saying, I just keep coming back to, there are openings. So there's jobs.
Yes.
And there's houses, inventory coming open. I'm thinking about all of this. The conditions are brewing to make it a very interesting 2026. Here's what's happening. You're saying that the employment market, there are openings, there's jobs, there are jobs available,
yes.
And it's still a steady market.
And wages are up.
Yes.
And inventory is up. It's not a buyer's market. Let's not get confused. It's stable, steady as normal. Word is, well, interest rates are down, historically down from the last 3 years. 2026 is predicted to interest rates to go below 6%. I don't know how much more, but even if they go to 5.99, that's below, right? That is going to cause people to rush to the market, whether it's refinance or new money purchases. That whole scenario is going to create a rush to the market. You know what that's going to do, right? Multiple offers. That's going to create prices rising. So it's going to be pretty interesting, I think.
So if you're looking to move to the area, there's a lot of rentals available too.
There's a lot of rentals right now.
There's a lot of
Really?
job openings too. So if you want to find a rental, then you want to find a job, then you want to apply for a pre-approval letter, and then you want to buy before the craziness hits.
It's a win-win.
What we're
right
saying
now.
is there's opportunity.
Yeah.
There are opportunities right now because there are a lot of rentals right now. Too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rentals open right now. You were talking about the 4 areas and and the majority is light industrial.
Right.
But our area is not known for a lot of industrial, which is probably why
It's so open.
there's a lot of openings. And obviously our area is very heavy hospitality, but I would assume in more the winter months, there's
Right.
more openings because we're a seasonal area.
Right.
So it's probably harder to have those jobs filled in the winter because
there's less openings in the winter. So because, the hotels don't have as many people staying, so they don't need as many housekeepers on staff and those type of things. So that kind of washes out. As far as openings, there are so many different openings in different areas that it's hard to kind of pinpoint. But in Cortland, there's a lot of manufacturing openings, entry-level manufacturing openings.
Okay.
Just no prior experience needed.
Okay.
Some require drug screens, some require background checks. It just depends. And then in this area, there are manufacturing openings here. And then kind of down in Ithaca, it's a mixture because there's so many different openings down in Ithaca, different businesses down there.
What area, now I know you're located in Ithaca, but what kind of radius do you serve in the greater Finger Lakes area? Like how far around?
Yep. So we go up to Tully Preble area, and then down to just above Spencer, and then up, really we can go as far up the lake as we want on above Trumansburg. It's an open territory is what we call it. So we can go all the way up there. So we've done some work coming up in Auburn, Interlaken, Trumansburg, all of those areas. There's quite a bit of manufacturing in Auburn. Also, there's a lot there, but we don't work as closely with them yet, at least.
So you don't go like down into like Horseheads, Elmira?
That's a different express office.
Okay.
Yep. There's one in Corning and then there's one in the Binghamton area that cover those areas.
So if somebody wanted down in there is an area that is served down there. Okay.
And even if someone was to come and be hired through Express, there's still the opportunity for health insurance and benefits and retirement that's still with the company that they're hired through. Correct?
Yeah. So there's a couple ways that it looks. So Express offers, if they start on our payroll, Express does offer benefits. So they can have the benefits while they're getting paid by Express. But 9 times out of 10, the goal is permanent employment. So they would be hired on directly, eventually by the client. And when they're hired on directly. It's their benefits, the company's benefits that they would take.
What kind of, you were talking about Cortland and manufacturing. So what kind of manufacturers or companies you represent manufacturing in Cortland and that area? Yeah,
there's a bunch of different manufacturing companies in Cortland. There's, Image First is laundry. It's a laundry service. So they do a laundry service for hospitality and healthcare. There's Cortland Line, which makes fly fishing line. There's Cortland Plastics, which makes shampoo bottles. There's iSpice, which does, the spices that you would get like at the store.
All of this is in Cortland?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's more than you would think. There's Higgins, which is just outside of Cortland, that does like splints. So if you break your finger, the splint that you have, they manufacture that. And they've been around for 100 years. Higgins has been, I think, in McGraw.
Wow.
There's a lot of random, they're not large for this area, they are, but in general, compared to other manufacturing companies, it's not an Amazon warehouse or anything like that, but
I do wish we had one of those here.
There are so many things around there that you just don't know unless you really do a deep dive and try to find out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So you get to see kind of firsthand with these employment places how a neighborhood and a community is thriving as well. So what can you correlate that with housing and availability for purchasing or selling? Do you see much of that?
Well, there's a big concern. There's a concern for people that are trying to draw candidates to the area of, can they afford to live in the area? Is there a market there to where if we pay these wages, can they live here? Because some clients will put themselves into a box, like saying, I don't want anyone that lives outside of Tompkins County because of weather, traveling. Well, then your wages need to match Tompkins County if you want someone that lives here, because you can't put yourself in that box and then it's not going to work. And then there are other employers. So there are a couple in Cortland that plan to expand in the future, but they know that the way the market is, where are they going to have to find these people? So Cortland has the luxury of kind of tapping into Syracuse because it's a little bit further north. So they've talked about, well, do we kind of come up with our own housing? Do we invest in some sort of housing development so that we can bring it to the area and hand in hand with childcare? There's not a lot of childcare. So do we invest in some sort of childcare center to make it more accessible for our employees? Transportation. Tompkins County has TCAT, which is a luxury because you can live in Trumansburg and take the bus into Ithaca.
Right.
Cortland County doesn't necessarily have that. So all these kind of little things that make a difference of where someone's buying a house, where someone's going to work. It's not just, where's the house and where am I going to work? Can I get there? What's the easiest way? Can I afford it? So, yeah.
From my point of view, two of the largest kind of employers in our area are the healthcare system and the universities. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Do you work a lot with both of them?
Not right now. Cornell has basically come to a screeching halt. Cornell used to be our largest client. And they are doing layoffs. They are cutting back. It's a totally different world right now with Cornell.
They're actively laying off. I thought that they were just not hiring.
No, they are laying off.
Okay.
Yep.
We have seen a little bit of coincide with that and the housing because, I was just talking to another agent recently and they had a listing and they went under contract very quick and that buyer had to void because they were laid off by Cornell. And, we've been seeing this and I can't buy this house because I don't know what my job security is right now for these specific large, employment opportunities that have really drawn people to our area time after time after time. That right now it's kind of up in the air of where they're going to be.
Right. Hopefully it comes back. I'm sure it will. It's just there's a lot of uncertainty right now.
Yep.
It's a little uncertainty, but from what I understand, there's going to be some answers in 2026, and I believe that the funding it's really where it's coming back.
Right.
In 2026, it's being settled.
Yes.
In 2026.
Yes.
From what I understand.
Yes. Well, and it's kind of, I say that Cornell is laying off because we've seen it, but I think that there are other areas that still do have openings. So I know that one person specifically that I know of that was laid off, they were told to get in touch with the recruiters because there might be another position
within
there.
That.
Right. So not necessarily what he was doing, but other openings at Cornell. So there are still openings, but there's also layoffs. So it's kind of a weird
specific schools. It's specific.
Yes.
It's specific research projects.
Right.
Yeah. It's huge. It's a huge.
It's a city within a city.
University with private schools and public schools within the university.
Right.
It's pretty big when they make references to Cornell University in like TV shows and movies.
There's factions within the university.
Well, and
like
how the
literally
funding
private
is.
sections of it and public sections of the university.
Right.
So, state-run sections of it and private sections of it. So that's why. Yeah.
And that's why certain areas are getting laid off because the funding's not there, but there's plenty of funding in other areas. Yep. So it's just trying
That's why.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Switching to like your local pride, because you are now a local, where are some of your most favorite places around the Finger Lakes area? And it can be for food, entertainment, shopping, anything.
When you're not working.
Yeah.
Basically
She's always working.
I know. This is why you would make a great realtor.
can't let Kathy watch this.
Listen. You can, when the time comes.
Maybe someday.
Hey, listen, maybe I would make a good recruiter.
She's already been tried, or people have already tried to recruit her, and Kathy's like, what do you want? You're not leaving.
I'll fight you, Kathy. No,
that's why she came into the power of positivity with you, because she's like, I need to meet her.
So
favorite spots. I mean,
when you're not working, when you need to decompress.
I mean, the Trumansburg Golf Club is always I mean, that's a go-to for multiple reasons. Fun to golf, fun to eat, fun to drink. You know, it's a good place to be. Good people. Gimme coffee, of course. You know,
we do spend a lot of time over on 414.
Yes,
the wine trail.
Yes, Chateau, Ryan William. Those are go-tos. Like you can't.
The view is just incredible.
And the olives at Chateau, you have to get their charcuterie board. Yes, do that.
No, so this is why we go together. We get the charcuterie board because you eat the olives and I eat the cheese.
I eat the cheese too.
I know.
Let's be honest.
But you eat the olives.
Yeah. Yes. And just the vibe there. Chateau's my favorite. That's my favorite spot.
Yeah. It's a good spot. Very good. I like how you noticed you kept it on this side of the lake.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting.
I don't venture that way much.
It's a longer drive home.
I feel like I spend enough time in Ithaca. So in my free time, I don't want to go to Ithaca or go through Ithaca. If I'm going out, I go the other way.
Here's also my complaint. Every time I go to Ithaca, especially with my husband, he's usually driving and he hits every red light.
I know.
Every time. So I go that way.
There's less
and avoid the light.
Yeah. There's less lights. Yes. Less road construction. Less potholes.
More wine.
More wine.
I mean,
I feel like we just came up with a tagline.
Go this way, not that way.
We might have to wordsmith that. I feel like we just came up with something there.
We do love our stories. We love receiving the stories. We love reading the stories. The crazier, the better. If you have a horror job experience story to share that we can read,
or an interview story, send us your best, worst, most fun interview story. I would love to hear it. We would love to hear it. We will read it. On our next podcast.
And then we'll share it with you.
And we will share it. Send it in. To be read on our next, one of our next Under Contract Taking Backup podcasts.
Clarissa, thanks for being our backup today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.